My young friends, you who stand right now at the most critical crossroads of your lives, your 10th and 10+2 board exams. I am speaking to you today not just to give you information, but to offer guidance from the very bottom of my heart. Welcome to this explainer. We're going to dive deep into a profoundly important piece of work, How to Choose Career by Students, the Sovereign Capital Theorem, a masterful production by Professor Dr. Kapileswar Mishra. Please listen to me very carefully today, because the decisions you are making right now, they will echo through the corridors of your entire life. There is an old, undeniable truth in nature. The crocodile should not climb a tree, and the monkey should not swim. It sounds so simple, doesn't it? Yet it is profound. Nature has a magnificent design, and forcing a brilliant, capable mind into the wrong path, well, it goes against the very fundamental laws of nature itself. You absolutely must choose your career based on your own unique interests, your own capabilities, and your true aptitude. Because when we ignore this, when we force the monkey into the raging river and drag the crocodile up into the branches, we don't just set them up to fail, we break their spirit. And this broken spirit, it is not just some theoretical concept. It is a harsh, agonizing reality staring us in the face. We must pause right now. We must acknowledge the devastating stress faced by students in places like Coda. The crushing, unbearable burden of misaligned societal expectations has led to tragedies that absolutely break the heart of our nation. Listen to me. No career, no examination, no rank in the world is worth the sacrifice of a young, precious life. None. We have to change our approach. We must stop this blind, destructive race.
Which brings us to Section 1, A World in Radical Turns.
My young friends, hear this warning clearly. The world you are preparing to enter is not the world your parents grew up in. We are standing right on the edge of a massive global transformation. The old rules, simply memorizing a textbook and blindly following the herd, they aren't just psychologically damaging anymore. They are economically obsolete. Look at this data. The World Economic Forum's Future of Jobs report reveals a staggering 22% global labor market churn by 2025. Just think about that. Nearly a quarter of the entire global workforce is in a state of disruption, driven by artificial intelligence, automation, and a total economic realignment. The very ground beneath our feet is shifting. 170 million. That is the massive number of new roles projected to be created in the coming years. But wait. At the exact same time, 92 million old roles will be entirely displaced, wiped out. The traditional safe paths you've been told about, they are vanishing. But you cannot fight this storm with fear, and you certainly can't fight it with outdated advice. You need a completely new survival toolkit. Let's move to Section 2, the Sovereign Arsenal. We must equip you with exactly that, a sovereign arsenal. You see, you are not meant to be victims of this systemic pressure. You are meant to be the sovereign architects of your own destinies. What you are looking at is the Sovereign Capital Theorem, meticulously developed by Professor Dr. Kapileswar Mishra. It is a rigorous, scientifically grounded, and deeply personal decision architecture. It literally takes the guesswork, the agonizing anxiety, and the immense pressure out of career selection, and it replaces all of that with an evidence-based roadmap. At the very heart of this incredible theorem lies the vocational capital equilibrium, or the VCE model. Now, this model fundamentally redefines what a career actually is. It's not just about a paycheck at the end of the month. A truly successful career is a dynamic equilibrium. It perfectly balances your capability, which means your intrinsic human freedoms, with your portable capital, the skills you can actually carry with you anywhere. But most importantly, and please listen to this, it accounts for your psychological reserve. It literally budgets for burnout. It protects your mental peace. It ensures that the fire within you illuminates your path rather than consuming your soul. This brings us to Section 3, 6 Pillars of Career Value. To build this equilibrium in your life, we are going to hand you the intellectual tools forged by some of the greatest economic minds in human history. These are 6 unshakable pillars of truth. Herbert Simon teaches us bounded rationality, meaning stop endlessly chasing a perfect career and set non-negotiable thresholds. Gary Becker's human capital theory tells us to prioritize transferable meta skills over brittle entry-level jobs. Amartya Sen's capability approach reminds us to evaluate choices by real freedoms. Remember, do not force the crocodile to climb the tree. Daniel Kahneman's prospect theory urges us to explicitly calculate real risks and overcome our paralyzing fear of change. Harry Markowitz says we must build a diversified portfolio of skills to survive automation. And finally, Shapley and Roth's stable matching theory, it tells us to find the exact domain where your deep personal passion and the world's desperate demand perfectly align with one another. Let's look at section 4, testing your true aptitude. Now, theory is incredibly powerful, but action is paramount. How do you find this perfect match without taking massive, dangerous, irreversible risks on careers you actually know nothing about? Well, we use the information value ladder. You resolve your uncertainty sequentially and you do it cheaply. Step 1, spend a few hours on desk research. Simple. Step 2, spend a few days doing informational interviews with people who are actually doing the job. Step 3, commit a few weeks to micro projects or shadowing them. Only then, at step 4, do you commit months to an internship or formal study. You see, you validate your true calling step by step. This protects your time, it protects your family's hard-earned money, and it entirely protects your own psychological reserve. Which leads us to our final core concept in section 5. Make passion your profession. When you follow this rigorous, truthful path, you inevitably arrive at the ultimate destination, making your passion your profession. This is where you achieve that glorious, magical alignment of your deepest interests, your innate capabilities, and your validated aptitude. And it doesn't matter what the field is. Whether it is engineering, medical, the profound depths of the arts, the noble halls of the judiciary, the vital voice of journalism, or the sublime expressions found in painting, music, and sports. Any domain, and I mean absolutely any domain, can be conquered if it truly matches the sovereign capital you hold within you. So, my young friends, as we conclude this explainer, I ask you to take a moment and look inward, returning to the water and the trees, leaving behind the crushing weight of other people's expectations. And armed now with the greatest theories of human capability, I ask you one simple question. What were you truly born to master? The choice is yours. The future is yours. Go forth and claim it.